Hi, it's Alan Richardson again with evidence number 60 of 1,000 evidences for the LDS Church. Today we'll be talking about more information on baptism for the dead in the early church. We did an episode on this previously based on the scripture found in Paul's epistle to the Corinthians, 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 29. And this reference to baptism for the dead, we discussed several things, but did not mention that the modern temples, which many non-LDS have visited during the open house, shows a baptism font usually in the basement level of each of the temples, with a font on the backs of 12 oxen. The critics are immediately recalling the brazen sea of Solomon's temple, and they're quick to say, well, the brazen sea on the backs of 12 oxen in Solomon's temple was not really a baptism font at all, and that's true. It was for other washings and cleansings perhaps, but the fact is, had any of you Christians been a Christian in the time of Christ, in the time of Paul, in the centuries following the meridian of time, you would have believed in having a baptism font on the backs of 12 oxen. We have a visual of such a font that was used in the early centuries of the Christian era. And we know that it was used for baptisms because it shows on the side of the font a depiction of Jesus himself baptizing someone, and someone waiting at the water's edge with some new dry clothing, maybe of garments of some sort. So this is another indication that Mormonism is patterned after or based on or a restoration of the ancient Church of Jesus Christ. Rather than a departure, it brings us back to a oneness with the church that Jesus Christ restored from ancient prior centuries in his meridian of time ministry. This is a very important distinction. We're the only church that, not only church that performs baptisms for the dead, we're the only Christian church in the world that does it on the backs of 12 oxen, in a font on the backs of 12 oxen, as we do in the temples, and as the early Christians did in ancient times. We hope you will consider this and not reject it without considering it, even perhaps as a matter of prayer. It appeals to logic and reason and common sense. It's something that you can, one more evidence of truth that can be felt by the Spirit. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back with evidence number 61.